Whoa, this is outrageous. We would just hate to come to you with this news, but we are broadcasting to you from a small island in the Indian Ocean to tell you the news that Venezuela has
Mm.
been hit with a double whammy
Wow.
earthquake. 7.2 magnitude on the Richter scale. Literally 1 minute later, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake on the Richter scale hits the same country of Venezuela,
Wow.
and then an earthquake size 6.9 to 7.0 off the coast of Japan. This is an expat alert. This is a geographic alert. This is a sign of the times to let you know that the world is under judgment. Stuff is not going well in the Americas. The Most High is looking at the earth and he is shaking it up in a way that has never been
Literally.
shaken before.
Yeah, I was just about to say this is a sign. This is a sign that people need to pay attention to. I know it's so much that's going on right now, but if you're not following someone that follows earthquakes and weather and things like that, tsunamis, you might want to subscribe to their channel, because I'm glad that we um, follow someone like this. He goes live every day. He breaks it down. He said, "Hey, today is not that much. Last week it was." So that's something important that people have to really pay attention to. So make sure you guys like the video. Leave your comments below. Stick around because we got some articles that we're about to read. And yeah, this is definitely a sign that people have to pay attention to.
Absolutely. Listen to this. We're on ksbw.com to discuss the Venezuela earthquakes first, the double whammy, because the U.S. Geological Survey showed that there was a reported series of two powerful earthquakes on Tuesday afternoon. Okay. They are strong quakes offshore, also near Japan. Now, according to the USGS, a magnitude 7.2 struck 28 kilometers northwest of Montalban, Venezuela
Mm.
at 3:04 p.m. The quake was recorded at a depth of 13.2 kilometers. Okay. Then the 6.9 earthquake, 35 kilometers east northeast of Kuji, Japan, hit at 3:30 p.m. on the dot. The quake occurred at a depth of 51.7 kilometers. And
Mm.
so, something we learned today that we did not know previously is that this area in Venezuela sits on a tectonic plate. Tectonic plates are actually the area where the earthquakes happen the hardest. And so they are now saying, get this, hit the like button, share this with 20 people. They're saying this is not going to be the end for the Venezuelan
Yeah, I bet.
earthquake
Yeah.
series, because both of these earthquakes, being beyond 7 on the Richter scale, is the most extreme level that they can get to, nearing that 9 Richter scale appointment that happened in Japan years and years ago. These 7.2 and 7.5 earthquakes are going to create
Mm.
a series of equal earthquakes, 50% chance of equal earthquakes, but then also smaller earthquakes that are going to take you into the next week. Venezuela is under a breaking alert.
State of
Even
emergency.
the
Yeah.
State Department, the America's General Affairs, is sending a warning to Central America, letting you know that Central America right now is very unstable. They're sitting right
Mm.
on that fault line, that quake line, where you're going to have that series. And people always say to us, why is it that you don't just move to South America? This is why. When we say the Americas are under judgment, when we say, something doesn't resonate with us about being in Southern America, when we say there are historical things that have happened in Southern America, which are going to cause Southern America to reap
Yeah.
certain things like this earthquake happening, this is what we're talking about. But
Nothing new under the sun.
we also have to go over to Japan, because I think it's wild that the Americas were hit, Central America, Venezuela, but then Japan just within minutes. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, almost at the same time, guys. So this is why this is breaking, because this stuff happened like at the same time. You get what
Within
I'm
30
saying?
minutes of
Even
each other.
even in California, it was a big earthquake. I want to say it was like 5.6. The guy was talking about, and it's like what? Like so all the way
Yeah.
over there in Japan, you know, I guess Japan and California is like right there,
Yeah, they're on that.
the
What is
ring
that
of
called?
fire, the ring
Yeah.
of fire, right?
Mm,
So they're talking about this is something that has not happened in thousands of years.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of news that's coming out saying like, hey, they're waiting for the big one. They're waiting for the big one. Talking about California, right? That's why I say, or this is why we say, you have to be strategic on where you're going to be located because these fault lines is very serious. If
Yeah.
you're living right there on the fault line, you're going to get heavy earthquakes.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the map. Just look it up and look up fault lines. Where is the fault lines at?
Yeah.
And most of Africa is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got one fault line in
Yeah.
Kenya, Tanzania area, but apart from that, you don't have too many fault lines. The way America and Asia have just honestly just been plagued with these fault lines, like you were talking about the Ring of Fire. If you pause this video, look up the Ring of Fire, pull your map out on your phone, look at your map while you're listening to this video so that we can go through this together and understand, come to a similitude in reasoning. Because, like you were saying, this article on ksbw.com also covers the California earthquake again.
Yeah.
These are all simultaneously on the earth, happening within minutes of each other. Now, the one in California happened Wednesday with a magnitude of 5.6 near Redwood Valley in Northern California, right on that fault line. Northern California, right there by Oregon. You know, in Oregon, they actually have the national park, which has St. Helens, which they say, you know, if that volcano goes off, it's a wrap for America altogether. If the big one happens and the part of California falls off, it's a wrap for California altogether. This is again why Japan gets a lot of those earthquakes. These are regions that are seismic activity infiltrated, basically. Like there's going to be nonstop earthquakes also in Central America. I think that's really interesting. I think it's definitely a sign of the times. And you know, the Most High does these things. He did this in a three-tier way where he's showing you two big ones in Venezuela, one big one for Asia that's hitting in Japan. He's showing you something's about to happen on the earth. If you know that's what's happening, leave a comment down below because he's basically saying, hello, I'm trying to show you a sign of the time. I'm trying to show you that the earth is being shaken up. I'm trying to show you that you may want to look around at your surroundings, take inventory, and make sure you are in the location that you need to be. Make sure that you are doing what you need to be doing. Make sure that you are looking and seeing, hey, this is a sign of the end times.
Yeah.
We need to understand what's happening. We need to understand why would the Most High be angry with the earth? Well, we just have a whole list here. We have AI robots drinking all of humans' water, which Yah created for humanity, stealing all of the water from you and I to give to robots. Number two, we have the fact that humans don't like to repopulate anymore. I mean, the earth in countries like South Korea, Japan, Europe,
big thing
America cannot repopulate.
Yeah.
Showing you, hey, people care more about money, getting it how they live it, or whatever the saying is, and whatever other stuff that they are like, I don't want to get married. I don't want to raise children. I just want to be a thing in the universe on cloud nine. Well, you're now reaping the benefits of being a thing on the universe in cloud nine.
And real quick, this is a question, right? Because we just came across this information.
Okay.
Where is the population growing from last year?
What are you referring to?
Where's the population growing?
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It like so the global population I want to say was 3.1% last year.
Oh
but
no, you're talking global. It's the economy. Africa's economy,
the economy
grew 4.1% last year. The world economy, so Africa versus the world, was the statistic we saw. Africa's economy grew 4.1%. The world economy, the entire Earth, Asia, Europe, the Americas, and all the folks, 3.9%. So Africa beat them out. Why is that?
That's wild.
Because for some reason, humans have gotten away from the very simplistic reality that without humans, you have no economy, ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you make millions with robots and you're in SpaceX with Elon Musk on Mars 50 years from now because you locked yourself in a cryo center area where you can freeze your genes and come out to be only 30 years old. 90 years from now, it doesn't matter if there are no humans, because humans are the inheritance. Okay? Psalms 127, verse 5. Blessed are those who have children. They are the fruits of the womb and the inheritance of Yah. Okay, so if we just understand this from a very basic foundational level, whether you're in business, you're a retiree, you're an entrepreneur, you're a traveler, every human just has to come to this understanding because the world is in a crisis.
Hmm.
And we haven't even touched on LGBTQ plus and all of those. We haven't even touched on
It's so
what
much. It's
the
so much.
occult people do in Europe and the Catholic Church. We have not touched on any of that. This is just AI and simple biology that we're touching on at
Yeah.
this rate.
Population. Yeah.
That's it.
It's a lot, guys. So this is why we're bringing this out to you, because this is something that people will have to pay attention to. Is earthquakes like this? Like,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Yesterday I did a live. I woke up pretty early, and I just felt something was off. Like I don't know what it was. I'm like, man, something big's about to happen. Something is off.
Yeah,
And the
this is
Most
pretty
High,
big.
He will let His people know something is going on right now, right? So yeah, that's big. All this happened within minutes of each other. Think
And
about that.
look at this. Now they're saying the magnitude 7.5. I'm looking at Stefan Burns' channel. 7 hours ago, the death toll from this may exceed 10,000 plus people.
Mm.
Come on, we are talking biblical proportions here. I want us to understand this for all of the naysayers that are totally blinded, that sit on this here app and say things like everything's normal. America's fine. Why not move to South America? I think everything is just great. Why would I move to
Yeah.
Africa? Why would I look at the world? The world's not under judgment. Ma'am, sir, the Most High has answered your questions very evidently.
Yeah.
The earth is under judgment, and there are specific places that He is hitting more than others. I mean, for the folks in the back, they're like, well, it's going to hit every inch and centimeter of the earth. And I just, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, good news for me who reads the Bible and understands it. The reality is, these earthquakes are a vial that's being opened to affect a portion of the earth, just as we have seen the heat waves, the rare heat waves that have hit France,
Yeah.
Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom are at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. They're living like they're in Arizona, but they're in Europe.
And this is happening around the feast day too. So when you think about, when Passover and unleavened bread, when Moses came, and there were plagues before them escaping. Think about that.
Wow.
That's 100%. There were things happening, famine,
That's true.
plagues happening. You get what I'm saying? Before they left. So the Most High is telling His people what's going on. You're gonna have to prepare and get ready. Change your mindset. Prepare now, because if you don't, I really don't know.
Yeah, if you can't see the writing on the wall, you may never see it at this rate. But I'm telling you, plenty of people already see it. It's a very tragic event that could end up 10,000 plus people just not being here on Earth anymore. You definitely want to ask the more difficult questions that are like, hey,
Truthful
should I
questions. Yeah.
maneuver? Most I should. If I live in California, should I consider like not living in California? If I live in the Philippines, maybe I want to maneuver myself away from the Philippines. If I live in Japan, hey, Japan is really getting fractured here. If I'm a diaspora that has thought of Africa passively but have not made a faith move and put some physical action with their faith, you may just want to say, But then also from a familial and both business investor retiree perspective, are you guarding humanity? Are you guarding the laws of Yah for humanity? Because it also does not help to be someone that exits but also does not value children, that does not value family structure, that does not value marriage. Those things are not synonymous. That is a curse walking on the earth for you to not value what the Most High Yah values. And He will continue to show you this, to show all of us this. Like, if you are not walking the way that He said, man, women, child, and better than that, He's like, really, I'd like you to have lots of children, because y'all really need to repopulate the earth. And by the grace of Yah and the blood of Yahusha, He has just allowed us to have a huge family of 8 people.
Yeah, I was about to say let's stop talking about children.
Of
We
eight
just had one.
people. Because why? He sees Europe is not repopulating.
Yeah,
He sees America is about to collapse because they cannot repopulate.
and
He sees what's happening in Venezuela. He sees, oh, all of the Asian countries, South Korea, North Korea, Japan, Thailand, none of these places can repopulate except for India. And of course, the entire continent of Africa, more
yeah,
specifically, to be honest, sub Saharan Africa.
and it's important. This is very important too, and I want the people that really trust in the Most High and really seek His face to listen. He's waiting on you. So it's similar to Lot when Abraham was pleading with the Most High, saying, "Hey, I got to go get my nephew. I got to go get my brother to get him out." As soon as Lot got out, he destroyed Sodom.
Within
Right?
seconds. It seemed like when you
Yeah.
reading it.
So that's important. That's something
Wow.
that people need to understand. I know
Wow.
I know it's a lot of things that's happening. It's a lot that makes people so tired and frustrated, and people are struggling and stuff. The Most High is literally waiting on His people to wake up and get out of a wicked land. Like, really. Because once that happens, things are really going to start to benefit His people. So think about that.
Yes, this has been your earthquake alert, your expat earthquake alert. Because at the end of the day, as an expat, you pay attention to geopolitics, you pay attention to the weather, you pay attention to war, you pay attention to geography, because that's what the pilgrim life is about, the exodus life, the expat traveler, retiree, investor, family focused person. That is what your new life is about, having crossed over from America to go to various territories that could be in Africa, could be in the Middle East, wherever you are. Check out the links in the description. We have the mature adult intensive coming up soon, and we also have a new
Yeah,
written crash course in investing in uncertain times available for you. Links in the description. Share this video. I'm sure we're going to be coming back in the next couple of days because these
yeah.
earthquakes are going to
It's not gonna
cause
stop. Yeah,
earthquakes of the same degree, 50% chance, or lesser degrees that could be anywhere from 5 to 6, that are going to affect people who, of course, are in Central America and Japan.
yeah. Make sure you like the video, guys. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think, and we will talk to you in the next one.
Shalom.
Shalom.